Hey Dina. Uh, Good start here. I really like what you're starting to do with, messing around with the text. So just a few things. What color scheme are you using? That's really important. That's going to be part of the, part of this assignment. So be sure to just have a look at the top where it's, asks you to write the color scheme. Um, yeah. Um, Yeah, a few sentences discussing why you chose the typefaces used in your design and what color scheme you used. And that's really important because since we're doing color this week and we're going to be applying it in our final project, but it's also part of the grade for this week. So be sure to to add that. So. And another thing, you might want to look at the back a little bit at the directions. There's only keyboard, whatever you find in a keyboard. So no Batmans and none of these, no other marks. So it just can be a font and and text. So something like this. Something like what up in the example up here. So again, just text. No, even this one, could use less fonts. But so again, you're just using text for the composition and for whatever lyric you choose. It doesn't have to be, like I say, this doesn't have to make sense. But remember, we're doing a whole design, so you really want to move the text around and I see, I think there's another bit of text here. So you really want to create a composition with this. So same with this one. And use scale and use font. We're not using any of these filters or anything like that. So you might want to just think of it in terms of fonts and limit the fonts as well. A real good resource is dafont.com. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's just dafont.com and these are all free and you download them. And anyway, there's some really cool fonts. So really think of the words and think of what kind of font, really kind of depicts that and what, and just like in this one here, like look at how the scale and just the treatment of the different text really works to just really enforce the meaning. Now there's so many fonts here. I like these groovy ones sometimes. Again, but I would really suggest only a couple. You'll create a lot more unity if you work with scale and placement and not really overdo the amount of fonts. But these, again, there's 22 pages of these fonts. They're really cool. Don't use a decorative one like these because it's just too much. Stick with simple fonts. And there's so many, I actually like some of these handwritten ones a lot. Okay, so anyway, you might want to make those changes for your, just a second, for your final submission, just because again, we're just not using, any Batmans or anything like that. I mean, you can use just whatever's on the keyboard, which is letters and stuff, and maybe like periods and those kinds of things. Okay, but just really think about the placement. So like for this one, you could you could put RU small and then you could put insane kind of big, and just think of how you could really move these letters around and scale them. And again, need to know what color scheme you're using, and they're listed up at the top, which are the the ones you're supposed to list, and they're the same ones that are in the lecture. So again, they're all these ones here: achromatic, monochromatic, analogous, warm, cool, complementary, color. And again, there's a pretty good little bit in the in the color scheme lecture and stuff, and it kind of goes over different types of the color schemes and so on, and it's pretty, it's actually really good, and it's really good information that needs to be, you don't have to memorize it right now or anything like that, but just to understand the types of color. And again, here's achromatic, monochromatic, which means, it's blue, but just different shades of blue, analogous, So again, just be sure to use one of these and just write it down and so on. So okay, so anyway, nice start. Feel free to post another revision if you want a little bit more feedback as well. Okay.